Yo, it's your boy Mike G. Welcome to the Raw Podcast Live, hosted by
Adreon
and
DJ Tom Tom
from the Big D. Now, let's get into it.
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Yeah!
Okay. Hi. Welcome to our podcast, Raw, with me, Adrian, and my friend Tommy.
Hey. How y'all doing? How you doing?
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm here.
Yeah.
It's one of those here days. I am here. That's about as good as I am today. So, anywho, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm doing good. How you doing? That's good.
Just high as the sky, you know.
Gotta be.
Anyway. Take it away, ma'am. You're just playing with your hair.
Okay, so we're going to get into what the thing about gun violence, right?
That's right.
I feel like that is such a general topic, broad topic. Because we have so much going on in the world now.
I mean, it's definitely a specific topic.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, there's a lot that goes with, you know, the whole gun violence thing. It's really a deep topic. I mean,
it really is.
Yeah, I mean, we have the problem these days of people just, I mean, it's going on everywhere. Like, just people just killing each other like crazy. I mean, it's not like anything new, but, so what do you think this topic on tonight what should we touch on, do you think, as far as gun violence goes?
Like, possibly the mass shooting.
Mm-hmm.
The laws, we should touch on like the laws of gun violence, because this permit to carry law, I feel like is a setup.
A setup?
Yes, like I feel like it's like I feel like basically you're just giving someone a gun and saying you can protect yourself, but the limitations of protecting yourself are shit.
Well, I don't know. I have my opinion on the gun law thing is just like, it's a really touchy one. You know, so many people, I understand why they feel a way about protecting their guns. And I guess this goes more to like the Second Amendment, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where the whole thing kind of starts off. But as far as gun violence, you know, people want to be able to keep their guns, but if there were ways you could take away the violence, you know, I don't think it would make people cringe so much when the topic of guns come up.
Point taken.
So what is the problem?
Basically, these kids with guns.
But what you can't say just these kids with guns, because there are kids that don't kill each other that have guns.
It's not. I'm not saying people with guns. People, I feel like it should be. You should have to go through something very thorough to get a gun, because that's a gun. Like,
I mean, there will make the argument that, you know, some people like to just go shoot guns, it's an adrenaline rush. You know, I bet. Have you ever shot a gun?
Yeah, of course.
How does it make you feel?
It
Powerful.
makes you feel, yeah, but at the same time, I'm not an idiot. You know, like just all willy nilly. Oh, just pow pow, shoot 'em up. No, like
Yeah. So you're talking kind of like mass shootings, or are you talking about just a rage, like a fit of rage you might have? Would you go that off your normal character to want to go kill someone with a gun?
no.
Like,
No, I would never lose my mind. Like that's a crash out. No, you have to you have to protect your mental health and don't crash out because no, I can't. And then I have to think. Like you have to think for yourself when it comes to these guns and just certain shit. You have to use your brain. You know what I'm saying?
but some people feel like they're using their brain. This is the best fucking thing to use on this bitch. And I'm talking about like singular cases. I mean, because some people go off on a psychotic rage and they like want to just kill that person out of vengeance. You know, they get angry. I think it's anger, and you know. But when you go to the mass shootings, I noticed you brought up the mental health thing, which is what everybody brings up these days. You know, and it's.
But that's not you can't say that. You really can't put it that abroad because it be the normal motherfuckers, you know, who do shit too. So.
Well, yeah, it's definitely
And they
that.
can't. And too, like you just can't blame mental health, make mental health every excuse for why something is fucked up.
But that's what they do.
But that's not right. That's not the issue.
That's not.
I mean, it is an issue. It is an issue, but it's not. That's okay. You can just say mental health. No, like you have to have some type of control too, as a person and as a government.
Okay, so what role do you think the government plays in the gun violence issue?
How you can get a gun?
I mean, it's pretty easy.
Exactly. It's almost too easy.
But you know, that's also another argument you're really not going to win.
Never. Of course.
I mean, that's been brought up, I think, I don't know how many times up in Congress to change things, but people don't really know about how to make those changes or what to even suggest. I mean, there was a point, I think 6-7 years ago, where they were suggesting teachers have guns on them while they're in class. Now, some people might just have the opinion that that's a great idea. I think it's a horrible and frightening idea.
You know how terrified I would be for one of my kids to have to go to school and the teacher got a big ass 38. Like that's crazy.
Especially if my kid can't act right and is you know, the troublemaker in class. What if the teacher just gets upset one day like, you this little son of a bitch. Fuck detention, you're gonna die today. But see, they want to, but see, the thing I don't agree with on that whole thing is I don't think teachers go to school to learn how to be educators, to also carry a gun and learn active shooter drills. Like, this is crazy.
Yes, like, no, that's not, that wasn't what they was, that wasn't it, no.
No, it's kind of an ugly society we've kind of gotten into lately. And I mean, I don't think you really heard, because, you know, I'm a little older than you are. And so, like, the first time I remember hearing about, like, a school shooting where kids got a hold of guns was in Columbine in 1999. And I was already 18. But you didn't really, that wasn't a regular thing so much. I mean, it happened on occasion. But that was scary. That was really freaky. And that was one of the first times we were like, oh man, these younger people, and it was peers that were my age at the time. That is like, wow, what's going on? So then here we are, like 20 years later, and it is way worse.
Yes.
It's scary.
Yeah, it's very scary. It's sad when you can't even send your kids to school. Like,
did you know it was like a year or two ago? Do you know where Midland, Odessa is?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you know out on their interstate out there on I-20, close to where they are, there was this maniac on the road shooting at people on the interstate, just going back and forth shooting at people randomly. I mean,
what? And that's my thing. What give people the audacity?
That's what I'm asking you. I would never do such a thing.
Me either.
I mean, I wouldn't even have a gun, period.
Me either. Because I feel like guns are like it just destroys so much, and I've seen so much. Like, it destroys lives. Like, to have a gun, like, to not know the power or it just so much.
But go through time with guns. Go through the history. Like, think about the history, right? The way this weapon, it's a weapon. The way this weapon has evolved over time. You know, it was once, of course, for defense. Like, you have to defend yourself. You know, why bring a knife to a gunfight, they say? Because I'd rather not get shot. You know, and
of course not.
I don't want to get stabbed either, but you know, it's kind of.
I damn sure don't want to get shot.
But the thing that nobody addresses really is that you can have all that. I mean, I think people need to be better educated. People need to get more training. It's like with anything else you own, like a vehicle or, I mean, anything, you have to be certified to operate. I mean, you have to learn to do jobs. You have to be certified to do jobs. You know, you can't just walk in and be like, you know, a friend that I just heard this from not but a week or so ago was applying for places and she didn't even have qualifications to even walk in the place. I'm like, dude, again, so if you don't have the know-how to do what you are supposed to do with that thing, why is that available to these people?
That's a good question, Tommy.
I mean,
that is a good question.
Or do you think we should all, because I started getting upset watching some videos on YouTube about a month ago, and I never try to read the comments or go comment because it drives me nuts. But I went to go see the comments and I started reading all this crap, and they're like, well, you know, we're gonna have our guns, blah blah blah, all this crap, and you know which kind of people I'm talking about. I don't gotta say it. So I'm sitting here like, you know, this law works both ways. I mean, don't get upset if all these other people who don't want to really mess with a gun or fuck with shooting anybody. I mean, what if they all turned on their ass and was like, well, you know what? We're going to play your game. That would be a massacre. How ugly would this world be?
Yeah, it would be so devastating.
I mean, I don't know what's happened in the past, like maybe 10, 15 years, but I think straight up Obama being elected scared a shitload of folks. And they're like,
it did.
They're about to do to us what we did to them. Shit. They got scared. I bet. Oh.
But in reality,
what?
We try to promote peace.
I know that.
The whole Obama we try to promote peace instead of violence.
Exactly.
And gun violence at that.
But
like,
my thing I was just asking is, what if it was the other way? What if we were not those peaceful folks that were like, you know what, we don't want to shoot people. We're not trying to, what? I mean, I don't want you to die. Like, we can be mad for a day and I'll call you tomorrow and hopefully it'll be all right.
Yeah, I hope so.
But it's not going to be like, oh no, you know what, I got to get rid of this bitch.
When have life took a turn to be that bad? To have to just, oh, I don't want to see it, boom, shoot them up, pow, everything. And to just go somewhere, go to a grocery store, go to a school.
Yeah.
Go, and just go fucking Rambo.
I mean, look at these folks in Allen. Remember the shooting not long ago?
Yeah, like, who the fuck? Who the fuck just say, oh, I'm finna go to... Who woke up in the morning and said, oh, I'm finna go shoot up the mall?
Yeah, like, you know what? Today's a good day to go kill some people. I'm gonna eat some breakfast at McDonald's. I'm gonna go get some lunch. I'm gonna fill up the car. I'm gonna put on all my shit.
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get my gear and I'm gonna gear up and I'm gonna go... just crazy.
I'm going to go search everything on the internet and keep it in my history just in case they wonder how I was and everything else. Let me leave a good trail behind too, you fucking moron. I'm like, I don't get these people these days. I mean, and a lot of them, you're right, they are younger. They're taking fate into their own hands, and it's ugly. It's really ugly.
Yeah.
But I say, and I know I've said this 100 times, at least in the last month.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is this: take away the bullets or make them super fucking expensive, like fucking Cat Williams talked about on his comedy special.
Mm-hmm.
If them bullets were $5,000 a piece, you'd be a little more selective on how you were shooting that shit.
Damn sure will.
You really got to be fucking up. Like, I'm going to kill you. It's going to cost me $5,000 to kill your ass, and it's worth it. Like, that's the extent I'm talking about. Keep the guns. That's fine. Keep them. If you want to hang on to your guns because you have a little dick, go right ahead. That's your problem.
And I feel like that's a big ego thing. Like, to have a gun. Like, that's something that strokes. I feel like that strokes the man's ego. Like,
it does.
Like, I'm a whole female. Like, you gotta bring your gun everywhere. Like, every freaking where. That's just.
It's like, even for a female, first of all, you have to carry these things. These two things.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to carry a bag or a purse with all your stuff. Because women do that. Because, you know, they have to carry the kitchen sink with them everywhere. And
everywhere.
And then a gun that weighs more on top of that. Like,
yes. And it's probably a brick in there too. For real, like, it'd be so much shit in a woman's purse.
She got everything in there. She said she got a snack for later and
a brick for the beat your ass. And a gun, just in case the brick don't get it.
You see, my wayward ass mind was thinking of brick because she's trying to go hustle. See, I was thinking of a different brick. Totally different brick.
No, fool. I'm talking about.
That's why she's carrying a gun. No, just kidding.
That's funny.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know. I just wish people would stop that. I really do.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think we could fill a whole hour full of gun violence. I mean, we could try, and we're gonna do it. But I'm gonna tell you this: we're gonna squeeze this sponge dry tonight.
Okay.
Because
it's like we'll be talking in circles.
I mean, it's gonna be a circle. I mean, we can talk to each other about it, and we're basically on the same side. Mm-hmm. Right, if we had more of a different side of it. Because, straight up, I've shot guns. I've went out to the gun range. I've had friends hit me up like, you want to go? And, I mean, it don't take me but not even a a breath, and I'm like, sure, let's go. It's fun. It's cool. I've been asked to go hunting. I've never gotten to go do that. Probably because I love animals, and I just don't think I could stomach killing another animal like that. But I have been hunting as a kid with like a slingshot. But it's just, to me, it's not right. Like, God's little creatures, and you're out there like, they don't even have a chance.
Yeah, like I be upset when I hit a squirrel or something. For real, I try to avoid hitting like animals. I'm one of those people. I'm for the earth.
See, but you grew up in the country like I did. I grew up in the country.
Yeah, but we don't hunt. We fish.
Oh, well, see, that's true. That's right.
We fish. We don't hunt.
Folks
I don't see me
Alabama.
going outside, laying down in the goddamn woods to shoot a deer. That's not my style, no. But you can take me out on the boat and we get the fishing with a good beer. Yes, of course.
Oh, God, that sounds perfect. See, I swear I should have been born black. I'm totally maybe I am. I'm just light-skinned.
Yeah.
I've been told that before.
Yeah.
You remember that? What's the boss I had at Avalon? She told me that.
Yeah. it's in your soul.
Yeah.
It's the soul.
Because I can go sit out at a lake. I could kick back with a fucking beer and a blunt and just wait.
Yeah.
And enjoy it.
That shit is life.
Yeah.
That shit is life.
See, folks, doesn't that sound happier than going around like, oh, I'm gonna go kill all these people because they got in my way at the fucking store 10 years ago and I'm holding a grudge.
No, it be crazy when road rage, like when people just be acting crazy and they be like, shot, pow, pow, pow. Like, look, what?
Do you ever watch that Road Wars?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you seen some folks pull out some guns on that shit too. I'm like, look, I know it gets crazy out there, but folks need to calm the fuck down. Like, geez, they are wilding
Chill the fuck out, for real.
God bless. I'm like, you folks, I mean, y'all treat every day like it has to be a motherfucking challenge. Like,
yes,
that's God's job. Just chill. Just chill.
What? Who pissed in your breakfast this morning?
Everybody.
Because what?
As soon as they woke up.
Why are you so upset? And you just got to get to work. You're going to get there eventually. You might be late, but you're there eventually.
I'm not rushing to get to work. If we have a traffic jam, fuck it. That's beyond my control.
Beyond it.
But after I get off work, please get the fuck out of my fucking way because I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
With them slow ass goddamn Dallas drivers that act like, let's just go out for a little drive.
I hate 35. 35 and 635, I hate it.
It makes me want to pull out a gun sometimes.
And it's no reason. And like sometimes it just takes me so far because why is traffic slow if everyone's driving?
Because everybody know how to get the hell out of each other's way.
Exactly.
It's like everybody rushing to the same. It's like the same when I go to a damn Walmart here. I'm like, there's 50 fucking checkouts, and everybody's in line with this one. I'm like, I don't get people. I just don't get the folks here. And maybe it's because I'm not from here. And, you know, for the longest time, I lived here and then moved away and then came back. So while I was away, all I did was praise this place. Oh, my God. As soon as I came back, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
These are some different kind of people, though, in Dallas, though. Oh, my God.
I'm like, was I blind?
The other day, I was right there kind of by your house, Tommy, and I just seen a dude, and I guess he was rocked out or whatever the fuck. He climbed into the fucking missionary box. You know the box that you drop off?
I believe it. Oh, what are you talking about by this Valero?
Yeah.
Girl, I've seen him with his legs dangling out. Yes, I've seen it. Mm-hmm.
Like, what could possibly the fuck be in there?
A gun. No, I'm just kidding. You know what is in that?
Not.
No, I'll tell you what. When I lived over at Toscana, right down the road, and I would go to that little Valero to go get my drinks and whatever, I would come back and there, by that little donate, I mean, there was so much shit sometimes. I mean, office stuff and papers and all this books and shoes. And I mean, you should have seen the shit they came and dropped off. I was like, damn.
But why would you be searching through that shit?
I think honestly, because I mean, I've been in that position, probably clothes that hopefully fit and don't
or maybe
stink.
Something. Yeah, something.
Because you know, showers and shit like that are kind of a hard thing to come by. Yeah, it's kind of a difficult life, whatever. So we have, how long did it tell us? 9 minutes and 40 seconds, and then we'll have to come back. So around the same time period that we did it last time, we're going to do this again. I swear I'm going to once I start getting these checks from this job, I'm going to pay for this fucking Zoom shit. Fuck it. It's like $200 a year, but to me it's worth it.
You think so? Okay.
It is. I mean, the way I see it with this podcast is this. It's only what you make of it. You know, I got a comment from, and I'm going to be real with y'all, because I know I'm just going to be straight up with you about this. So me and the last person who was on this podcast with me got into it. After the podcast last week. So I got into it. I said something on my Facebook about her not thanking people or even saying, you know, thank you for wishing her a happy birthday, which was the day of the podcast. We were supposed to do this. It was supposed to be her birthday. We were going to kind of be nice to her and all this stuff. But after the way she was being, I was just kind of like, forget it. Well, then her mom came at me the next day talking mess. And I said, you know, she's like, she told me the deal about it, she just did not want to do that anyway. She just did not even want to do the podcast. So I'm like, for reals? Well, I don't want her on there anyway. I don't want someone who's going to be bringing the mood down, who wants to, you know, I said, and I think that Adreon did a better job on the first podcast since we've been doing this, period. So she said, yeah, well, you and her are the only ones who watch this thing anyway. I said, wasn't that funny? Because every time I was checking our stats, you were watching every single one.
I read something the other day. And it was like, before people were your haters, they were your fans.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I gotta say on that, Accord.
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't want to entertain that kind of crap, because to me, you talking down on something is not going to make it be that. It's not going to go down because you want it that way, because now your daughter is no longer part of it. Well, the thing is, your daughter was the one who wanted to start this whole thing, and I'm the one who put in all the work for it, to make it happen, to make it look the way it does, for anything to pop off. And for her to just sit back and act like it's a piece of shit and I'm a piece of shit, well, fuck that, basically, is what I have to say. And I don't appreciate that. So, you know, she feels like we need time not being friends. I'll give her that time. Whenever she realizes that she needed to grow the fuck up and own up to her own inconsistencies, with commitments, which is a real adult thing that people have. I'm not one of those people. And I don't take lightly to being called names and things like that by your mother or any of your family members. Ebony.
I need some shade.
Well, because it's hot outside, I needed some shit. I mean,
ooh. I need
you know,
some
tomorrow it's going to be 100 degrees. Now that's going to make people shoot people tomorrow. There's going to be some gun violence
Lord.
tomorrow.
Make you want to cut somebody out.
Yeah. Like, come here, bitch. I'm going to go buy the bullets and the gun. And you better get out of my way because I have road rage. Make you want to get the fuck out of a car real quick if it ain't got AC.
Who you telling?
You know how many times, I'm not even kidding, and this might sound crazy, but when I used to have my Mustang, it was a black car, Mustang. No AC. I mean, and then in this hellish ass Dallas heat in the summer. Yeah, you know, I used to pull over and go and walk to the fucking, like, the frozen aisles. And I would walk into, like, Walmart to go fucking cool off. Because it was so hot.
Lord.
Tomorrow it's already going to be 100.
Yeah, like, and today, like, I was like, bro, I had went to wash clothes. And, bro, I was drenched, like, in fucking sweat. Like, I was over it. It's just too hot.
Yeah, I tried to not even go outside today. I tried to close every window and make it look like ain't shit going on up in this shit because the heat ain't coming in. That's for damn sure.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Make me want to turn on the air conditioner right now. Because I know it's going to be hot tomorrow.
It is on right now. You better get it going right now and keep it on all night because otherwise you're going to be there like shit. Hot as fuck tomorrow. I'm the dumb bitch who sometimes I'll go and I'll smoke a cigarette before I go to bed and leave the door open. And then in the morning I'm sitting there wondering while my whole bed is fucking wet around me. I'm like, I wonder.
Left the damn door open. Yeah.
So we got a couple minutes left. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut this and then we'll come back and then we'll continue on. Sound good?
All right.
All right. We'll be back. Hey folks, just wanted to say thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be right back. We're just getting back in the Zoom meeting. We don't have this paid for yet, so we got to do what we got to do to make it work. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Difficulty sometimes. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, anywho, are you connecting to audio, ma'am?
Yes, I was trying to tell you I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I was just saying. I was like, where
So-
you at? No, I'm just kidding. I was sitting here messaging you, and you were sitting there in the waiting room. I was like, okay, well, no. Anyway, so I know we kind of got off topic there, but it happens.
Yeah.
You know how often that happens with me? Like, I can get us off topic right now again.
Yeah, just get to the rambling. That's what we be doing, rambling. As old people would say.
Rambling. And just like that, without the G on the end, just rambling. No, but anywho, so you were saying you wanted to go kill a bunch of people because gun violence is the best thing in the world, and
it sucks.
You're a Republican?
No.
I'm kidding.
I'm extra Democrat. Go Big Blue. And
even though this podcast is all in red, like we're representing Republicans, maybe that just goes to show the blood that you are shedding on our country and people.
Please, hands up, don't shoot.
Stop shooting each other.
Just stop killing each other.
Like, if y'all need to fight, Adrian, she'll tell you, she'll fight. Who needs a gun when you got these guns?
Yeah. What Craig Daddy said? What you need a gun for?
You got these. This is all you need, son. You live.
Yeah.
You live to fight another day.
Yeah.
See, I remember that movie like.
Yes, like he made a valid point though, like.
Cause he was all of us. He was all of Craig. Come on, Craig. Don't do it, Craig. Shoot him, Craig. Come on, Craig.
Come on, Craig. Get him, Craig.
Come on, Craig.
Come on, Craig.
Come on, Craig. He whooped your ass. No. I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies. But like, again, that's why I wanted to kind of go through like a little bit of the history throughout guns, because yes, there's always violence connected to a weapon, no doubt. We could have named this thing knife violence. We could have named this thing vehicle violence, but we're specifically talking about a weapon that has been part of this heritage of our countries, and some like sick fetish, almost like they're, I don't know what it is. It's an obsession. It's like, I don't get it.
Like you gotta have a gun to beat somebody. Like that shit is not the new normal.
Like I think there's a statistic, as a matter of fact, and I wanted to bring that up if I can do that, because I can share my screen and I can show you things. I'm gonna show you. So there's a whole statistic. There's like shit out there that shows like guns in America, like statistic wise. How many guns are in America?
A shitload.
Oh, this is just 3 months ago, a report. So, according to historical ATF data, since the U.S. market from 1899, 465 million firearms have been produced in the U.S.
That's almost just as many guns as people.
That, like, if you do the math, because there's about 330 something million, that's including children. So if every man, woman, and child had a gun, they would have at least one, if not two. So if only this little percentage of people, of those millions of guns, that's a shitload per person.
Mm.
Because do you own a gun? I don't own a gun.
No, I got a couple knives though.
I have a few. I got some good kitchen knives, and I dare a bitch to come in if they don't get past this fucking guard cat I have over here.
I'm gonna go all John Wick on their ass.
Girl, I'd love to see it. I'd love to be in the living room just watching, like, ooh.
I'm going crazy. I'm slicing, dicing. I'm gonna get a pencil. I'm getting anything.
A pencil?
Oh, pencil.
You have pencils?
Yeah, a couple of them.
I actually have a pencil too. I mean, that's good for the eyeball.
Yeah,
And
I'm a great writer. I should have been a journalist.
Really?
I'm a great writer. Mm-hmm.
You should write the script for our next podcast.
I don't think our podcast should be scripted.
I can read a script.
I don't think that's the whole purpose of our podcast.
True. That
being
is true.
unscripted.
It's all
unreal,
about being
raw.
just raw. Just
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know what to say about gun violence. It's a topic that I've had discussions on with people several times, and like, I think the only issue is that, like, we're on the same page.
Yeah, so maybe we should have
I
been
mean,
more elaborate on what we wanted to talk about.
true. Because
But-
it goes
we
across the
both-
board. Because I was going to say, and I actually had a feeling this was going to be the topic this week. And I don't know, it's just a sense I have. It's always been like this with me.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing, and I had already written it down, like, swear to God, I have it written right here.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, how it moves into mental health. And that's the other thing I wanted to discuss, because I feel like, and I want to bring this up for real, because it's being used like a get out of jail free card.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, well, because they have issues going on, well, this is permissible and we should allow this to take place because they're having mental problems. I have my opinions. Do you think that should be allowed? I mean, elaborate for me what you think on the whole mental health issue connected to guns.
If you felt like a person, why would you give a person a gun? My feeling is, who haven't passed the mental health evaluation.
Because they don't check.
Point taken. You should check.
But they make arguments against it. They choose not to do that. Because, well, I mean, it doesn't benefit their cause. You know, basically, like, well, you're trying to keep me from making money by selling guns. So,
Yeah.
what you gonna do?
You got a point. Well, we could go on all day long about what we should do. You know what I'm saying? Or
So what
how
can we do?
Have a stop the violence rally.
Haven't we done that?
Plenty of time.
We haven't.
Plenty of time.
But nothing changes. Nothing happens. It's like, okay, and I watch The View, okay? Call me an old lady if you want.
Mm-hmm.
But really don't call me an old lady. But I watch The View, and like, they're so disgusted and so tired of that topic. This topic we're talking about, it's like they've gone in the same circles we have with this topic. They don't even know what to say anymore because it happens so often that it feels like it goes on deaf ears.
Yeah.
So, like Chris told me the other day, how about them Cowboys? I'm just kidding.
they suck.
Man, let me tell you something, Adrian. Don't you ever tell me something like that.
I am a fan of the Cowboys.
Oh, are you?
I love the Cowboys. Yeah. But they are showing their pure natural ass.
See, this is why if I were a black dude, I could get away with saying some things with you. But see, the society does not allow me to just go and rant with you.
And I try not to.
Because I can't just be like that, because then I'll be fucking called out like a fucking racist or something.
Yeah, and guess what? You're not. I love you.
See, you know that.
I know you're
I'm for my peoples.
Yes.
See, people that know me know that. It's you know what's funny? I've had more white people mad at me.
Because we're not gonna get into that, but
you don't
want
to get into that.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's a real raw topic right there.
Yeah, that's a raw topic.
But anytime I bring something up or say something like, and it's not that I'm against white folks. And again, I don't really like using color division, stuff like that, black, white, brown. I don't like all that.
And I try to make stuff so not about race all the time. And it's like, it always like reference back to race. Like as much as I try to make it comfortable, it be so uncomfortable.
But see, I watch folks like Paul Mooney. Do you know Paul Mooney? Do you watch Paul Mooney? You know who Paul Mooney is?
I don't watch it, but I know who he is.
Okay. So like I am like a hardcore Paul Mooney fan. So I listen to his very hardcore jokes about white people all the time. So I'm very desensitized towards all that shit. I find it hilarious because we're getting the perspective from somebody who don't like it. So, it's just his jokes are killer to me. He's like, well, basically this shit is like, if you wouldn't have started this shit, there wouldn't be all this shit. You don't like it, don't start it. That's what they tell folks these days, right? Don't don't want no shit, don't start no shit.
Okay.
But there's a whole history lesson that is gone by, and like, okay, and this alludes to the gun violence thing. Let's get real, for real. This is a total connection, because this was a way, again, for white men to protect themselves from people back then. It wasn't for people like you or me. That wasn't going to be part of the equation. That's not part of the original Bill of Rights and all that. No. You see, it was for them. And since then,
laws are written for them.
Yes, that's right. And any laws here, maybe in the past 100 years, have been against color people or those that are not from here. Or if you're a woman.
Yeah. Because we have it hard too.
Yeah, they're going against women these days too, like a motherfucker. And don't let you be a man that turned into a woman. Goodness, they hate that shit. I mean, fuck. And there's so many black folks that, I mean, they're trans. There's a lot of black trans women.
Yeah, that's something that's really going on in our culture too. Like and I know we touched last week on the body image thing, and I feel like that plays a big part in that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you're a man, you're a woman, you should love yourself, And I feel like to change yourself, it's because you don't like who you are, or you're uncomfortable with who you are.
See, that's also a whole topic we could have on a show, because like that's also some deep shit. Because I used to have my feelings. I'm very much like, look, as a humanitarian, they're people like you and I. What we say and our opinions and how we feel, like, I feel like I was ignorant about my statements until I started to make friends with trans people and realize that the struggle is different, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you and I, like, there was, me being a gay man, you know, there was never a question of whether I was a woman or needed to be a woman. It's not like being a gay man means you are a female or want to be female. It's totally separate, you know, and that's what I think meeting these friends have helped me realize the difference, you know, because...
But this is my thing. What in a person's head says, oh, I'm going to try to recreate myself to be a woman?
I think it's how they feel inside. I think it's the knowing themselves. I think it's something that you and I can't understand. Because is there a part of you that said, man, I don't know why, but I feel like I need to be peeing standing up?
No, I've never. No.
You know, and I don't think...
It never crossed my mind.
But I've had arguments with friends that are like, well, you know...
It's hard enough to have to squat, you know? So,
you also have the problem with people who are like, well, these people are, you know, they didn't have to go through, like, the puberty changes and all. Well, yes, they did, first of all. But just because they don't have a period, I feel they're just lucky. I mean...
Yeah.
Anyway, it's kind of a touchy subject because, again, I have friends who are trans, and I don't mean to offend anybody, period. Although it may sound offensive, and it's just, I don't know. I think of it as a way where over time we had to accept gay people. It's not we had to. I mean, they were already part of the culture. It's the same with the whole trans community. They've always been part of this world. It's not changed.
But but you know what should be another topic also?
What's that?
Maybe like the timeline. I'm looking for the word. It's like, okay, so 20 years ago, it wasn't cool to be as openly gay as it is now. You know what I'm saying?
No, it wasn't.
And I just wanted to, like...
It was kind of starting to get there, but it was still on the struggle bus.
Yeah, yes. It was, like, still under the radar. It was very under the radar.
Yeah, because I can tell you, like, when I was 18, I already knew... I mean, I knew I was gay since I was, like, 5 years old. Straight up. It was just going through school and all that I had to act and try to, you know, psych myself into believing that whatever, that's not what it is. Anyway, it wasn't until, like, when I was ready to try to come out, I still came out as bi, even though I had never even cared about being with a woman, even though I had girlfriends at times. It wasn't until 3 years later where I was like, okay, you know what? And that was 20 years ago. Where I told my parents, and my dad was like, okay, and what else is new? Like,
they know. Your parents know.
My mom, straight up, my mom had the weirder reaction than I thought my dad was gonna have the reaction that my mom had, but she had the reaction that I thought my dad was gonna have. And she was like, what happened? Did someone do something? I mean, I was like, no, I just don't like girls in that way. And she's like, well, don't tell your dad. And I remember the very next day I was so fucking coked up and shit, I didn't even care. I was about to move off to New Orleans with my first boyfriend, and I had already grown to this point in life where I was not gonna lie. So I'm like, I'm just gonna be honest. And I told my dad, I said, well, you know, I'm moving to Louisiana. And he's like, yeah. It's like, what's that about? And I said, well, I'm moving with a dude. I'm gay. He's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of figured. That was basically how it went. I was like,
oh,
okay, cool. It was pretty. It wasn't bad. I mean, like, my parents come around a lot. They have expressed to me, like, we don't understand it. It's not that we agree or anything. I said, well, I don't even give a shit whether you agree, because it's, I mean, whether you agree or not is not going to change a damn thing. So, but now they're very much understanding. They know about my dude. They've been there through my hard times with boyfriends before. And they're great. My folks are great. So I know if people like them who grew up a certain way believe in a thing, they can evolve. Anybody can evolve. We can all adjust how we feel.
Because at the end of the day, you're still the kid. You know what I'm saying? You're still their son.
It's
like
a good-looking kid of theirs. I think that's why I think that they. I'm just kidding.
But it's just the point, like, it don't matter. I just feel like certain shit as a mother doesn't matter, or as a father shouldn't matter.
No, unless
it don't stop me from loving you.
Unless they're hurting their child, that's when, it's different. Because I would jump in real quick. Anywho, so we've got a few minutes left for tonight. Literally like 3 or 2 minutes. Let me see how long it says. 4 minutes. So we have about 3 minutes left worth of talking. So anyway, what we gonna do next week? But y'all didn't even know. She tried to get out of this tonight, and I don't even know why, because she didn't give me no kind of explanation. Nothing. She just wanted to come on and be like, you know what, can we just reschedule? And I mean, I went from like to a dark cloud in like seconds, where I was like,
I knew it. I know. I knew I just wanted to grind your gears. I did. I said, watch this. I'm gonna say.
Let me see if this motherfucker goes off on me.
Yeah, let's see what he's talking about. He said,
girl, you cannot do. I
an
will.
Hour before.
An hour before we're gonna do this shit. Wow, I could tell you word for word what I said, because I know how I am. Oh wait, I was like, first Ebony, now this girl wants to pull this shit. Oh wait, they're trying to test me today. I'm just kidding. Anyway.
And I was like, watch this. I'm like, watch this. I'm gonna just
like,
grind his gears.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to piss him off.
I knew you wouldn't be pissed, but I knew you was gonna be like, this bitch.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, this bitch. But anywho, well, this was our topic on tonight. I know we only covered about 10 minutes of this shit. We tried.
Yeah, like
we tried. It is a hard topic to go over. That's what I was
and
fearing.
We probably should have thought about, we probably should have just thought about that a little more.
I tried to talk to you about it. You didn't want to answer the phone, miss. I got fucked up.
Look, I've been having the longest few days.
It's all good.
And
but look, we can do this next week. We'll have something. We'll prepare. But that's what we do on this podcast. It's raw. It's how we do it. It's live. What do you expect? That's why in the intro it says, fuck it, we'll do it raw.
Yeah, and if you don't like it, get the fuck out here.
I mean, I'm saying. Anyway, I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. Miss Adrian, thank you, ma'am, for your time, your presence, and all your input. Meanwhile, we'll see you next time, folks. Good night.
Bye.
Hey, that's our show for today. Thank you all for tuning in and keeping it raw with us. Till next time, everybody. Love y'all. Peace.
DJ Hunter.